Oh, blimey. That was a last minute kerfuffle. Hang on a minute. Monopod left in the car, and I was sure I could configure some drawers and things to balance the phone. Alas not. So several phone crashes later, here I am. I think 2 minutes late. I don't know how that happened. It just took over. Phone kerfuffle, Bolton, phone crash, technical hitches, all those things behind the scenes. And I was so proud in my preamble to say that I wasn't going to be late or by a car park. You are, however, balanced semi in a drawer. I think it's the drawer, the bedding drawer, on a Mac against a pot of cream. That is how you're configured this morning, because I've left the monopod in the car. All right, Christine and Francis and Sheila and Miss P. I'm late, so I better get on with it. Pat, have I just read that you've been poorly and you're back on it today? Come back in. It might not have been you, Pat. I was having a scroll through the messages, and I think it was you, Pat. Anyway, good to have you back if it was you, and apologies if it wasn't. Collective's here, Sandra's here, 321, Beck Stanley, Later Life Training, the ATM morning movement snack. Here it is. You're nestled in a bedding drawer. I hope there's going to be no malfunction as we go. I'm in barefoot today. Not suggesting barefoot is how you all want to be. So do have the right footwear and external support close to hand. My mum's in as well. Morning. I know, trouble finding. It wasn't you, Vivian. It was me. I was late pressing the button. Anyway, there's a bit of a strange angle going on, but I think we'll make do with that. Got a chair. My external support today will be the wall. Have something close to hand if that is what you should like. Let's get going with these standing Circ Boost prompts. Decide if you want the support, front or side. Decide if you're going to be in sit. Come into active sit position. If you're in stand, check you got a gap between your feet. Extra uplift, start steady, stay steady. Ankles, feet and toes on the go. Just pick a pace and rhythm that's comfortable for you. Make it more about the feet, less about the height of the knees. So just tick it over. Should feel comfortable, doable, achievable. Fingertip touch if you should need, especially as when you start to bring in the upper body as well. So you might want to mix your single arm march with some replacement on the support, or you might be comfortable to go without that. Make the arm march about movement around the shoulder. Real no change in the elbow. Gillian with a J, you'll be happy to hear that. I've just read your message this morning as well. Oh my goodness. No movement at the elbow, it's all around the shoulder. And just keep it ticking along, should I say. Seated options into active sit. Take some time to position yourself where you're doing the work, not the chair. Anchor the feet, anchor the buttocks, extra uplift. You might want to start your Circ Boost from upper limb, from the top end. 1, 2, or diagonals, or and as well as involve the legs. If they're in your day, get them ready today. So these rhythmical movements will promote circulation, boost circulation. That's why we call them circulation boosters. But there's obviously a lot more going on than simply increasing the blood flow. You're getting your moving parts on the go, you're getting your supporting parts on the go. All of this stuff you're going to need in your day to get on with the stuff you like to get on with. That's it. Deeper breaths will come with that. So the feeling should be deeper breaths, not out of breath. That's kind of where the Circ Boost should leave you, or how it should leave you feeling. Onto the moves. 3 moves at the top end, 3 moves at the middle bit, 3 key moves down the bottom end. So starting with your shoulders and lower. Head stays still, so there's additional prompts on here. To get even more from these movements, head stays still, posture position is upright, you might be in a sit or a stand position. Finish off the job is the other thing I say. By that I mean press all the way down. Take your time on it. You're exploring full, comfortable range of motion. Once you've done a few ups and downs, add in the backward circles. Just be aware here that you don't start to get some head movements on here. So tryly just simply to keep it about shoulders, shoulder blades and the upper back. So you've got movement in the spine happening there as well. And you'll need those moves for all your lifting, pushing, pulling. Any activity of arms is going to require positioning of shoulder blades and shoulders. Second movement of the top end. In sit or stand, it's entirely up to you. If you sit down, you remove the balance challenge. If you stood up, have your hands on some support and be mindful that any head movement may bring on a wobble, may challenge the balance. So the aim here is to take a steady, controlled turn left to right, pausing in the middle. Does that feel the same on both sides for you? Do you feel you've got more free movement on one side than the other? Always interesting to feel and explore that. If you want to put your hand in place here in position, that gives you an extra cue. You can feel whether your chin is staying level with the floor or whether it starts to lift or dip. When that range of movement may start to feel a bit tighter or kind of restricted, that's when the other moves kind of come in. So try to feel your most comfortablest, bestest head turning. And if you do feel a moment where the head starts to turn, pause at that moment there, just have a wait, see if you can ease it round, and then over time, if we start to return to movements that perhaps you might be missing out on, we can hope to improve them and regain better movement. Third movement of the top end, sideways profile change here. The movement is there. Fingertip touch, just to give you a reference point. So I'm moving my head away from the fingertips there. Chin is still level with floor. It might feel like a relatively small movement for you. Do ensure that you've got some uplift first. So come into upright posture and then get that movement on top of the head. There, all of these movements, certainly this one is going to be part and parcel of a more upright posture position, helping with balance, seeing where you're going. It's going to feel more comfortable and better around shoulders and back, and arm movements will majorly be improved and different when from your posture and your head position, freely moving arms, all of those things interact. Here's your second round of Circ Boost. Pick it up where you left off. 30 seconds or so is the aim of this Circ Boost return. So we start the movement snack with a circulation boost to increase the blood flow, gradually get a light lift in the heart rate, and then we return for 20 or 30 seconds in between these three sets of movements. Same in sit also. Return to some slower, maybe bigger ranges of motion around the shoulders. Have a glance down at your feet if they're involved. Keep the knees low. Keep your posture position engaged, holding it upright, and take the rests and slumps and pauses when you need. 3 trunk moves are next. Set yourself up, weight even across your buttocks and feet. Wider stance if you're in stand, starting with a bend and a return. You may have arms on your chair. If so, that might be something you want to use to assist the return back to upright, or you might have room to hang your arms loosely by your sides. That will give you bigger range potential there. So you can go a little bit lower. Keep this one moving. Don't be tempted to stay down there. So take the bend and come straight back up. Same pace down. same pace up, and be aware that you keep your buttocks anchored to the chair, so there's no buttock drift going on here. It's all about your side bending. You might have a feeling of effort if you start to feel tired around your midriff. Have a slump, have a pause, have a switch off, and then go again. Those rests, little rests in between these movements and your activities of daily living is how you just give your body a rest and then allow it to go again. So the rests are significant. Here's your standing view if you require. Wider on the legs, support if you need it, take the bend and return. Replace the hand or wall, and just check that you are only going sideways, aiming not to have any pike or thrust going on here. This bit is fixed and firm, and it's down and a back. Switch off in between each if you want to. Have a foot pedal, re-establish that base, move on to the next one. Next movement is a turn. Leg position's the same. Wider gives you better balance. Lift and extend. Make sure you haven't gone into a droopy slump. So lift open, just have a bit of a squeeze of the shoulder blades to give an even better position through the spine, ready for that turn. And as you can see here, arms not involved. There's the turn and return. Hips are still, or you might want to bring in the arms loosely supported in front here. So don't make it about the arms or the shoulders or the head. Your sternum here is the reference point. That's the direction of travel that you're aiming for. So you definitely are focusing on turning of the trunk. Same in sit, into upright position first and then take the turn. Take your time, remove any speed or momentum. Just guide your way, ease your way round to that turn, back to base, and then maybe have a pause. It might feel effortful to come into an upright position, hold it, and then add the turn. All right, so that might mean the rest is welcome. Use the rest. It's how you get the improvement over time. So be more specific about how you move if you're looking to improve range of motion. Use the rest, wait, give the body a rest and then go again. So each time you do one of these, they're as purposeful and as specific as the one before. So you're practicing and rehearsing through your best possible range of motion, rather than practicing the stuff that is on a flex, not quite there. So rehearsal of the best possible range of motion. Remember, your brain's learning all this as well. Third movement, back extension. Sideways turn for me, so you can see there's your upright position of the back, there's the back extension. Make this again about the back, the spine movement. There's no change in the head position, no change in anything going on around the neck, and make sure that you're not leaning back or tilting back. It's there, that movement there. Make it as small as you can, just to feel it's coming from the place you want. You need this kind of movement for anything that's going to involve arms reaching upwards. You're going to need this kind of movement for any kind of movement that requires you to get your hands behind the back. Washing, dressing is a key one. That movement is going to be in all of those activities. In stand, fingertip touch to remove the balance challenge, gaze ahead, into extend, and then have a pause. You might want to completely have a switch off after each one, have a release, a relax, a recover, into active stand, and then there you go. If you are by a wall, you might want to put in a bit of a wall creep as you go. So creep the fingertips up. Avoid the temptation to lift the chin. So keep the gaze ahead, and there you'll start to feel a little bit of stretchier position through the sides of the trunk as well. So that's your back extension. Third round assert boost. Here we go. Pick it up where you left off. Your comfortable rhythm and pace. Your pace is the right pace, not mine. It should feel rhythmical and steady. Too slow and you will increase the feeling of unsteadiness because you'll be spending more time on one leg. So keep it small, steady, rhythmical, and make it more about the feet. Keep the knees low. Rhythmical through the arms, focus on the backward squeeze as well, which leaves us with the last 3 movements of the bottom end. I'm going to start in sit for this. Hip walk all the way back. Keep the foot close to the floor but off the floor, and then here you can see your push and pull of the feet. This is kind of one of the key movements that you need for walking, so get your ankles ready for your day. Also get your toes freely moving as well, give them a scrunch. Toes are key for balance, are in there on your walking, so don't neglect your toes or your feet. It's not just about the ankles, same on the other side of course. Then there's the toe hinges, the bendy bit of the feet. Press your toes and the ball of the foot into the floor, lift the heel and you'll feel your toe crease, your toe hinges there. So that's your foot mobility. And then there's the ankles. Another ankle option is heel toe. Extra hips on that one. If you're in sit, see if that's comfortable. If it's not, just go to the other one that I showed you. And then maybe you want to rehearse and practice that foot placement, as in walking, heel through to the ball of the foot, and bring in some hip hinge weight shift as well on that. So there's plenty of seated options there if you would like. Your standing options are pretty much all the same. Remove the balance challenge here, have some support, take some toe scrunchies, take some toe hinges. Then there's your heel toe. Have a good old point to the floor, a good old lift of the toes. Can you see my foot is right under the hip? There, you'll feel similar sensations to the calf stretch here. That one. Same on both sides, of course. And. Then again, rehearse your stride. Have your hand on the wall if you should need to practice slightly bigger strides than perhaps you ordinarily would do in the day. There you can see there's your toe hinges in the back end. There's your toe lifts at the front end. There's the weight shift and transfer. There's all the movement through the hips. And that's it. That's your 8 AM. There's some extras if you want it. Maybe a wrap around, a Beck's hug there. And it is still Knees November. So there's an extra set of legs if you would like. Options are slow stand to sit with a power up. Some of those, so crowbar in an extra set of those. You could go for the jockey lift option, hands on the chair or hands on your legs, or you could go for a leg extension option with a leg brace here, so give your thighs an extra squeeze. And if you don't want to do knees in November, you could do some wall presses instead, round by your kitchen surface, fixed firm support. You could crowbar in some extra wrist movement and mobility. It's not all about the knees, is what I'm saying. It can be about whatever bit you like to focus on. Back extensions, shoulder blade squeezes, all of that. Okay. I am definitely, I said this yesterday, but I was wrong. I'm definitely on the noon today. So I'll see you in 4 hours for some noonage. And Kels is with you for the 4 today, I think. Got to get my facts right, haven't I? Right, good to see you folks. Kels, I'm on the, oh, Kels, she's just appeared. Kels, I'm on the noon today. Have you got the 4? I need to go back and read the memo, mate. I know I'm definitely on the noon. I think you got 4. Anyway, good to see you folks. I'll whip round now and have a look at the comments. Bye for now.